Welcome to the 5-Minute Podcast where we talk about real estate marketing, and all things real estate industry. My name is TJ Kelly with Mixed Media, and let's get started. Today is Wednesday, February 14th, 2018. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Hope today is a little bit more special than all the other days in February. So today we're going to continue on our theme that we talked about on Monday, which is video. Week 1 we did audio, week 2 we're talking video. So let's pick up right where we left off. Alright, so talking video this week, what I wanted to go over first is tell you a quick story. So we recorded this podcast on Monday of this week and talked video in general. And I did that in response to Playster releasing the results of their 2018 real estate marketing survey. And two stats jumped out at me. It was the disconnect between how many realtors think that Facebook is the most important network and how many think that video should be a big part of their marketing. It's about 35% disconnect. When I read that stat, I hopped on the podcast to talk about it, and I immediately wanted to record a video about the same fact. You know, the irony was not lost on me that I was talking in an audio format about a video fact and about how video is important. So I wanted to kind of combine those two and say, all right, let's put it on video. So I did that, and that helped me learn a couple lessons about the video production, process, right? So I'm learning and I'm trying to share my experiences and help everybody else learn too. So here's what I learned in doing that on Monday. So the first lesson I learned is that iMovie for Mac is a great place to start. If you're like me and you don't have a ton of experience editing video, but you don't necessarily want to start paying somebody to help you, not yet anyway, iMovie is a great place to start. I'm sure there are PC versions out there too. I'm not a PC user, so I'm not an expert on that. Maybe I can throw some recommendations in the notes after, but for now, I'm sticking with iMovie on Mac. Great place to start. I know that Premiere and Final Cut are definitely the better, software options out there, but I don't have those yet, and I'm not really going to shell any money yet. I want to get some experience first, so I'm sticking with iMovie. I edited down my video. I talked for about 5 minutes, not unlike this 5-minute podcast, and edited out some of the space and some of the dead air and said, okay, the whole thing ended up being about 3 minutes long. And it took me about 15, maybe 20 minutes to shoot the whole thing in like 3 or 4 takes or so, about a half hour, 45 minutes to do the editing. So I'm just about an hour in on the whole process. And that was encouraging to me, right? To learn that if you want to start small, you really need to invest an hour, and that's about it. Maybe 2 if you want to be a perfectionist, and I even had to go fairly slowly because I'm so new at this, and I also had to do some research on a letterbox technique that I wanted to use in my final product. Letterboxing, if you're not familiar with it, is basically when you can see a solid colored stripe or something either above and below the video or on the left and right side of the video or something like that. I'm learning that's called a letterbox. I wanted to put one above and below my video so that the format would be square. Even though I didn't shoot in square, I shot in 16:9 like most. I wanted to add a black stripe on the top and on the bottom to make it 1:1 instead of 16:9. And then I put a caption above and below. So I like that format. It translates very well into Instagram and Twitter, and also is pretty eye-catching as people are scrolling through. Call it the thumb stop, right? You're scrolling through a mobile, you see this big caption with a video, it makes you thumb stop. So I wanted to do that and had to learn how. So even in that hour, I had Googling time to figure out what tools I needed to use to do that. And then lastly, the biggest lesson I took away from the whole thing is that distribution is tedious, but real important, right? So I uploaded the video to YouTube, and that was also the letterbox, the 1:1 square format. I probably could have stuck with the 16:9 on YouTube, but want to do the same thing everywhere because I do like that caption. I also put it on my Facebook page and shared it from there into my group, and then also uploaded it to Instagram and to Twitter. Twitter gave me a real hard time for some reason, but I did eventually get it up there. I wanted to boost the Facebook post and make an ad out of it, but Facebook is giving me a hard time on that. I am trying to target only realtors to show my video to in the boost, create a custom audience just to show all real estate agents. And Facebook is giving me a hard time that I need to certify compliance for fair housing laws, which is interesting because I'm not advertising anything about housing. I'm advertising something about marketing. I'm not a realtor, I'm speaking to realtors, and yet Facebook is still giving me a hard time. So there's an entire podcast episode in there too, and maybe I'll get to that one next time. But under 5 minutes or less on this podcast, so thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.